Hello, Satnam. It's me, Shakti Sundari, back with you today with the next reading from the Radiance Sutras. And I am smiling and happy and delighted to be reading this verse to you today from Glastonbury, one of my favorite places in the world. This is where I did my Priestess of Rhiannon initiation and training. This is the heart chakra of the world. This is where I feel connected to my flow, where it's just so beautiful and easy to be. And it's a beautiful sunny day. I'm feeling so blessed, and I've been spending time here with my gorgeous daughter. So I'm just sitting at the very bottom of Glastonbury Tor. You can't see it because it's behind me. It was too windy up there. It's always windy at the top. It's quite steep. Far too windy up there to broadcast from. So I'm just sitting in a sheltered place at the bottom. I'm just going to pan you around though so you can see the view of the valley beneath and the trees and the green. There's my daughter over there doing a little workout in the grass. And the sun is shining, as you can see. So if I'm frowning or squinting a bit, that's because the sun's right in my face, but I love to feel the sun on my face. So, my piece of paper's just blown away. Today I am reading Insight verse 147, and there it's very clearly just one verse today as opposed to yesterday where it kind of all morphed into one, really. This is the most beautiful, beautiful sutra. So Insight verse 147 from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. Here's the Sanskrit. Puja nama napushpa adiya yamati kriyate trida nirvikalpe mahavyomi sapuja hiyadarat laya. I read it again. Puja vama napushpa adiya yamati kriyate trida nirvikalpe mahavyomi sapuja hiyadarat laya. Puja, I recognize that word. So in Western Neo-Tantra we have rituals which we call puja, which is taken obviously from the Sanskrit, and it means a ritual of devotion and honoring, and so I recognize that word here. There's not much else that I recognize, although I'm loving the sounds of the Sanskrit. And here is the beautiful poetic translation by Lauren Roche. Worship does not mean offering flowers. It means offering your heart to the vast mystery of the universe. It means letting your heart pulse with the life of the universe without thought and without reservation. It means being so in love that you are willing to dissolve and be recreated in every moment. Wow. So many images and memories stirred by these words. Worship does not mean offering flowers. And funnily enough, I just was talking at the bottom of the tour to a beautiful lady artist whose artwork I have, and we discovered that we actually know each other on Facebook and that we have many friends in common. And we were talking about Bali, where I was earlier this year, and in Bali there is a custom, it's very beautiful, of offering flowers and incense several times a day to the deities and or placing them on an altar. Everybody does it. It's just part of life everywhere. And there is a real sense of devotion and reverence that comes with that. It permeates the very substance of the air there, you know. And yet, in this verse, Bhairava says, worship does not mean offering flowers. So I guess he's saying it's not in the act It's not in the act. It's not about what you give or what you do. But it means offering your heart to the vast mystery of the universe. And that is some invitation, isn't it? And that is some surrender that we are called to offer our hearts to the vast mystery of the universe, because we don't understand, we cannot comprehend the vast mystery of the universe. So in a way we are asked to offer our hearts to that which is incomprehensible, which is overwhelming because of its hugeness, its vastness, its infiniteness. And of course we all carry a certain amount of protection or vulnerability around our hearts, and to really offer our hearts in this way, it requires going naked, without protection, without a guard, with complete innocence, with complete openness, with complete surrender. So that is the real nature of worship, and that asks a lot of us. It means letting your heart pulse with the life of the universe. So allowing our hearts to be filled with the ecstasy of the energy of life, with Shakti as it flows up and through our bodies. And in that understanding and experiencing that we are one with all of life. But again, that requires us to open the heart first, in the first place, that we may even have that experience of the heart pulsing with the life of the universe. Because if we're holding on out of fear in any way, we won't be able to experience that. It means letting your heart pulse with the life of the universe without thought and without reservation. Go into the mind and you're already killing it off. Go into the mind and you've already stopped it dead in its tracks. Go into the mind and you've already put a block on the current of life. And without reservation. So once again, these verses repeat and repeat and repeat. Be total in everything. That is the path, is totality. Total immersion. Without thought, so without mind, without ego mind, without monkey mind. You can apply this not just to love, but to all of life. But because my focus is on love, I'm a priestess of love. I teach Tantra, which is about love. I'm a priestess. This love is the focus for me, and yes, I know the fear of loving and being lost in love. I know the fear of being heartbroken. I know the heartbreak so well. And yet my heart can do nothing but surrender to love. And really it does it without thought and without reservation most of the time. This is true. It means being so in love that you are willing to dissolve and be recreated in every moment. Willing to dissolve, and that's the fear, isn't it? The fear of death, the ego's fear of death. What will happen to me, to I, if I truly let go fully into this love? What will happen is that you will die and you will be reborn in some new shape or form, and that is the path of love and life, and that requires courage and surrender. Once again, I'm going to tell you something that pertains to this, which is that at some point in my life I took ayahuasca, and ayahuasca is known as the great mother or the great grandmother, so an aspect of the divine feminine, the mother, earth, love, energy. And there was fear in me around that, and when she began to flow through my veins and my body and I felt her within me, it was so overwhelming. The rush and the flood of life force and love, and yeah, infinite and overwhelming love like I had never experienced before in my life came rushing in and through me, and it was so much that I kind of put the brakes on because I felt like I would die if I allowed the full rush of it through me, and my mind was afraid of dying. And yet, so this analogy really speaks to me about this. And yet, in the letting go to the experience, in the no thought and no reservation, the experience was indescribable, and I really came to understand how trying to control or stop the flow of life and love is the only thing that has ever held me back from living in full fulfillment, and that the love that is creating the universe in every moment is just unimaginably vast and unimaginably powerful. And even when we try and resist, as I did, it recreates us, because it recreated me. So, worship does not mean offering flowers, it means offering your heart to the vast mystery of the universe, letting your heart pulse with the life of the universe without thought, without reservation, and being so in love that you are willing to dissolve and be recreated in every moment. Something to ponder on, something to meditate upon. So I send you love from my heart at the bottom of the tour in Glastonbury, and look forward to reading to you again tomorrow from these beautiful sutras. Sat Nam.